What's going on, everybody? This is Roster of the Misfit Effects. And of course, I'm joined with my wonderful co-host, the one that brings a shining light to the podcast and everything that she does, the beautiful, the vivacious, the lovely Miss Sarah Lace.
Thanks, Rostar. See, I feel like you always have something cute to say. You always add like an extra adjective, you
Got
know?
to, got to.
But
You're not restricted to one adjective. There are a lot
Mhm.
of adjectives to describe you, and I'm gonna run out and I have to get the source, and then I'll add more. But
So why don't I leave it to you to introduce our busty beauty?
so today we have somebody
We got
who is setting the world a storm.
Mhm.
She's leaving everybody salivating for more because she brings so much beauty, so much grace, and so much loveliness that everybody's like, damn. Talking
Oh,
about her. Her name is the beautiful, the lovely Miss. And don't get me wrong, her name says it herself. Miss Taylor Vixxen.
hello.
Hi,
Mhm.
Miss
Hi.
Taylor.
Thanks for having me.
See, he's better. He was better at that one than I am.
So, Miss Taylor, like, tell us, like, who are you?
Well, I live in, my name's Taylor. I live in Orlando, Florida. And I guess just a little bit about me is I am in the fairly new to the adult community, actress, model. My husband and I have been in the lifestyle for 7 years. That's a little background there. And prior to that, well, not prior to that, prior to very recently this year, I spent 20 years in a corporate various executive roles, working for some pretty large corporations. So this structure move over to the adult world is was quite a change. So I left everything cold turkey, and here I am.
Okay. See, now I want to see you in a suit, but like it is almost out kind of suit. That power play move. I
Yeah, I've got a
I would
couple scenes
love
out
to
there
see
with that. So
See, she just
gorgeous.
knows, no, she knows her audience. Like,
I like
oh
to put
my,
my glasses on every now and then too.
Oh, that's sexy. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yes.
I'm gonna say this. It is something about a woman who like wearing glasses and any type of pictures and on video and just so it's like on their tip of their nose that is
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
That little tilt, we're like,
like that
Yeah, because
it's
you can do
so
that like little like look over,
yeah,
you look over
it's
the
so
glasses.
dang sexy. Like coming from like someone who does take pictures or video and stuff, off and on. Like it is so sexy just to get and like I don't know what it is. It's like how they always say like you look weird when you wear glasses. No, that little tilt adds 50% more sexiness, and it's like dude,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
filmed a scene and I had glasses in the scene. And it was so funny because I said, "Oh, I have my glasses. I can put them on." And they were like, "No, no." They for the scene they use ones that don't have any frames in them because
yeah.
the glare. And so it
Reflection.
just felt. I'm like, "Are you going to see that?" And they were like, "No, no." But it worked.
Mhm.
It worked.
Yep, well, it was like it's mainly because of the glare from your glasses and the reflection. Because like some people don't understand, like we can see you if you take pictures in the reflection, and
Yeah.
people are weird enough to zoom in on the darn glasses and be like, oh, so
Hmm.
that person took your picture. I can see
Hey,
them in
let
your
me tell
glass.
you, people zoom in. One thing I've learned is that people zoom in on everything, and that's something my husband is very good about. He's like, look at this, look at that, like his attention to detail. Me, not so much. Like I did a photo one time. I shit you not, I did a photo, and it was like a flashing photo, and I was standing next to my husband's track hawk, and I did like this, and for Instagram, I put the stickers on, right?
Hmm.
Well, I realized that the reflection in the side of the car, you could actually see my boobs, and only one person saw it. And then all of a sudden, all these people started to see. He put a comment, and all these people started. I think it's probably still up on my Instagram, but
Oh my God, I love that.
it was funny. I did not notice it at all.
Yeah, people will find anything
The
and
sneaky
everything to
flash.
make it sexual.
That's
Mhm.
true. That's true. I mean, mind you, even with like the big mainstream celebrities, you'll see sometimes they'll zoom in on the eyes and try to see what they can see from there, what from the reflection. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
y'all going a little too deep, okay? That's a little,
Yeah.
People,
that's
people
a
are
bit
people are
much.
nosy. People are nosy. They want to see everything. Like,
We
oh,
are nosy creatures.
Every freckle, every
Right? Exactly. And I'm just like, okay.
see, I can see a bit like attention to detail if you're taking a picture because I know like Sarah and other people have like looked at me because like it feels like I'm buffering. I'm like when I'm taking pictures, I just stand there and just stare, like just go blank and be like, what? I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm thinking, what will make this picture good? That I just stand there and
Or,
just look like,
right?
I mean,
But
I like to take pictures with a mirror, but a lot of times I don't have like so I'm still learning like I mean, there's this one out there that like they can just snap their fingers and just like hit that pose and just they've got every single time it's perfect. Not me. I've got to take like a
I
hundred
get
pictures to
it.
get five good ones.
I
It's
think,
practice, mind you. Like, for example, I've been doing this for about 7 years now. And
Mhm.
so I guess not fully, but I may be one of those people that you're just like, whoa, you hit that pose like easily. And I've heard that a lot. And I'm like, this, no, it's not natural. People think it's natural, but this is 7 years worth of work. So it's
Yeah.
just like you'll get there. You'll definitely get there. And I feel like having a mirror, especially when you're doing like photos, that's the best way to actually pick that up even more and even faster because you get to see your angles and how it looks because this and this are two different looks, you
It's
know.
amazing just that little headshot. So Sarah, what's your pose? What's your face? Let's see it.
So I like
Uh,
to do a little bit of
I like it. I like it. So the
yes,
little koi. Okay.
yeah, I do that whole like girl next door vibe. And then
Okay.
once we get straight into the actual scene, it's like super freaky, and people are like, the photo and the video are two different things.
yeah,
They're
and
like,
like I
whoa,
know one thing
little
that
shell shock.
she looks at me
Mhm.
funny about what is like when I take her picture, I say, give me something, give me a serious, sexy face without smiling. And
Okay.
I'm
like
not good at those,
I have
I'll
like
admit.
and they look so good, but you have to beat it out of her. So
Ah,
I'm always smiling. I'm always smiling
and
my
I
laugh. So I'll be like,
it's
ah,
like it's like
I
like
know.
Miss Taylor, give me like just for yourself, give me your serious, sexy face.
Oh gosh.
right?
I guess it would be like
See, that is so cute, and people don't realize how much that serious face because it's like you're demanding us to look at you sexually. You know, it's
everything
like
is about the eyes. It's
yes,
like
I'm an
I've made
eye
a
guy.
video before where I like, it's somewhere between, I'd say it's somewhere between cheerleader and pissed off. There's this happy medium in
Yeah.
there where there's sexy. There's sexy somewhere in there, but it's all
Mhm.
about the eyes because sometimes the mouth is really sexy and then the eyes look like, you know,
See, and
a little
like
Yeah, I feel that.
I always say I'm an eye guy. You know, so for me, it's like if something is cuckoo with the eyes, it's like,
Mhm.
oh, I no. I can't. I need you to look me in my soul, and even though it's a picture or it's a video, and or you're not talking to me, you don't even see me. I'm in Russia, and you're in Canada, and you give me that look via the picture or the video, or whatever, and like you're looking in my soul, like. Hey
Yeah.
Raw. Hey Raw, I'm looking at you right now. Even though I'm not enough, but I want to let you know. I want you to come over here and tear this up. And if I can if that resonates from the look that you're giving me in a picture, like money, here, take it.
Take it. Take my whole wallet.
Take it, you know, and
Give me your money.
Mhm.
yeah, so I mean, and that's all, and that's really, really all it takes when you are posing or doing anything.
Mhm.
So question like
Things are good.
this is a side question. So like when did you actually start? So you said you're brand new into the actual porn side industry.
Yeah, just this year, just the beginning of this year, I started. So I guess it would be, and I didn't have OnlyFans or anything like that before that. I just had Instagram. So I wasn't doing content or anything like that even before like February. So
Oh, so
yeah.
Okay.
you're not
Pretty up.
you're like 6 months in.
Just about.
Oh, wow. Like that
I
makes me
actually filmed
feel
my first scene in May. So, kind of got the OnlyFans going. So yeah.
oh wow,
So,
you're
what's been your favorite part about the industry or about filming?
Um, I mean, filming's fun just because I love to like get dressed up and, look
Mm.
glamorous and stuff like that. I love the acting part of it. I really do. I love learning lines even when you get them the morning of or the night before.
Yeah.
or an
And
hour
just meeting all the
or
people.
an hour before
Everybody's
you go on before you got to be on set.
um,
Yeah,
yeah, right. I mean, so you're like sitting there. I've never really had a problem. I mean, obviously everybody would like to get them, um, sooner rather than later, but I enjoy that part. They always, people are always really great. The directors are always great about
Mhm.
breaking it up little by little because they know that, and there's a lot of ad lib. So I like that too. I like when they kind of give you an idea, give you some lines and say, okay, say these lines, you must say these exactly, but then there's ad lib in there as well. So
Mhm.
yeah. Mhm.
I love stuff like that.
See,
I feel like partially my favorite part about what we do is the freedom of expression.
Mhm.
Like there's so many different ways to have sex, and even then there's ways to do it without penetration, without another person, so it's about that intimacy, it's about that artistic creation for it, and being able to just really just express yourself, get yourself off and show yourself off to the world, and in a sense you're just making people happy, you know.
and Miss Taylor,
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out there because 'cause I appreciate the fact that you take pride into acting because of this. I've said this a lot. I love a storyline. Like if I'm
Me
watching,
too.
I cannot I cannot do Gonzo. Like if it just comes on and you're having sex, I'm not gonna get into the scene. I want to know, like I always say this, I want to know why you're there, why you're hooking up, why you kissing this person.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know the story. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. My son, like my stepson, just came home from deployment. Okay, and then he sees his new stepmama sitting on the bed, and like she's in her negligees. You'd be like, oh, I didn't know you were coming home today. I
Mhm.
just came home to surprise you. I've missed you while I was gone. No,
Yeah.
no, this is for your dad, but he's not here right now. And then sex, I know the storyline. He was gone,
Yeah.
he came back,
Even
y'all
if there's
missed each other.
something, even if you're not doing a lot of like
Yeah,
scene setup, but even if you're kind of just saying what it is, or like even just a couple lines at the beginning is better than
yeah, I need
nothing.
like
Although a lot of people like that lifestyle straight filming thing, which is great for
it's
content
cool.
too. Not, I mean, I've had people ask me like, can we just buy the raw footage from whatever content? I'm like, no,
Oh
but
my God.
like you don't want to see me walking around. But I'm trying to really start doing more things with my content as far as like filming some lifestyle stuff. And someone told me the other day, they were like, well, what about just, you know, obviously we all know that the porn stars do content together. That's mostly the content people are doing.
Mhm.
So they're like, how about just saying like, oh, I haven't filmed with so and so yet, so we're gonna fuck today. And I mean, at least it's
Yeah.
something. So
Oh,
I
that
like doing that during convention times,
mhm.
but especially if, for example, imagine we're doing the filming this on Friday. I like doing like the pickup scene, when we're actually at the convention, where we talk to each other. Because at the end of the day, that's still an intro, you know.
Yeah,
And so I'm talking to them like, oh my gosh, we haven't filmed. Like, you want to come up to my room and do a little something,
I
something?
like it. I
Like,
like it.
bam, then we'll go to the hotel room and suddenly we're doing stuff,
I'm gonna be using
yeah.
that this next week at the X Awards.
Right, exactly. And for example, one of them I filmed it with my husband. Right after the XBiz award show, we came back here and I ended up getting on my knees and sucking his dick. I was still in my gown and
Oh,
everything, but like
that's
we didn't
sexy.
see much of a scenario, but you see a little bit of me on the red carpet, like you're seeing what we're up to. Then you see
Uh-huh.
us into the room and start fucking, like, that's right, this is the after
Ooh,
I
party.
remember that
that's
night.
hot.
Yeah, you remember that?
Well,
Yeah, people love people
it
For
love
happened
sure.
in my
the
house.
swinger stuff too. Like people love that
Right,
stuff.
exactly. Because
Mhm.
we don't do swinging that much anymore, but that's kind of how we started as well. Like we're like kinky people, but I don't know. I feel like being in this industry definitely helps us get to meet more people like us as well. You know?
It's just like-minded people in general. I mean, that's kind
Mhm.
of why we started, why we really were drawn to lifestyle, not
Mhm.
even as much. I mean, dressing up. It's like sexy Halloween. That's what I tell people. Sexy Halloween all the time.
Yeah.
But it was more just about being around non-judgmental, like-minded people. Because let's face it, society is a bunch of assholes. So in
Facts.
general, so
That's what I like about swingers parties. Like, even if I don't go and plan on swapping or doing anything crazy, I
yeah.
like going, being in that environment, and also just getting naked and having people admire me. And I'm just dancing around,
Oh
doing
yeah.
my thing, making out with my husband. Sometimes we'll even put on a show for people. We'll just be
Perfect.
in the middle of everybody.
I love
There
it.
was one place actually had a shadow box right there by the
Oh.
dining area, and so we
Uh-huh.
went in the shadow box and we were just fucking, and everyone got essentially a
Ooh, that's
show.
hot.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this, like I've been to a few swingers thingies, and like the first one I went to, I wasn't prepared for some of the stuff that I saw, you know. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I was there, whatever, like it was us in a circle, just watching people, do what they do. And I wasn't prepared for the person that was standing like this is my shoulder. They're like right next to me, and then all of a sudden they just whip it out and just like start getting themselves ready, and like you don't like you're looking down at the people having sex, whatever, and you're not trying to look at their like at their dick, and it's like it's still in my peripheral, like I'm not looking at you, but I can still see what you're doing right here, and it's like like it's just doing it so casually, and it was like I wasn't ready because I've been on set before and I've seen people have sex before, but it wasn't like I knew this person. It was just some random dude that was at this event that was a part of it, whatever, and it was just like I'm not I wasn't prepared for that like mentally because on sets whatever it's so organized. It's like Bob and Jen are having sex. Okay, focus on them.
Mm-hmm.
Not like Bob and Jen is having sex and some dude named Charlie over here. What's up, bro? We're sitting back
Oh my god,
watching them having
I
sex.
kind of get that. Yeah, you're not ready for
I just
that.
wasn't prepared. Like it just was my first one. So, and this is actually your birthday party. So I just wasn't prepared for. Yeah, yeah.
I
I
get
just
it.
wasn't prepared for it that time. I'm cool now, but it was just that first one. It was like, because I didn't participate. I just wanted to, be a voyeur at this particular time because this is my first
That's
one.
totally fine.
Yeah, and I'm
Right?
like,
All the swinger
oh,
parties are different. There's so many that like some are more parties, some are more like hotel takeover. I mean, they're just all ends of the
Yeah.
spectrum. Pretty
it
much
was
anything.
it
A
was
lot of
more
them
so a
don't
party.
allow like single guys, but I like single guys, so I'm gonna look for the ones that do.
Right?
See, like
I get that.
I was definitely a single person in this particular time, but I knew a lot of people who were there. Like I
Mhm.
just didn't know who this dude was and some of the other people. But
Hmm.
at this particular moment, it was just like I knew the people who were having sex. I'm like, oh, that's blah 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 blah. He's really getting it on because I've seen him have sex with like four other people that day, and he's still going. Jesus, I need that type of stamina. And
Oh,
then
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he was
Shoot,
getting
I don't know. I want to
hard.
know.
so his name
It
is Dylan.
wasn't Twitch, it was a porn star birthday bash slash swingers event. So it was basically a big house party, but we also had where people got tested and we had wristbands and all that stuff. So we had all those
Gotcha.
safety
Like this
measures.
person's tested, they're good to go
Yeah.
kind of thing. Even though
Exactly.
everybody wanted to get out their phones and show their TTS in the middle of the
Oh no,
party.
no, like no, we like when you walked in, it was just like real quick. Okay, you're
Yeah,
good.
no,
You're
I
good.
was joking. I said,
And
no, I
no,
can see everybody with their like phones.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
done that before.
I mean,
I started an orgy like that. We were just talking about safe, essentially being safe with testing and everything. And this was just this group of, we were all just porn stars, content creators. We had a beach day and we were just hanging out. And suddenly I pull out my test to show someone, and then all 7 people pull out their phones too to show their test. And I was like looking around like, all right, let's get it.
let's get it on.
And this is
Like
this.
that's the amazing part is, especially with adult content creators, we are so safe about testing, about stuff like that. We're really about taking care of our bodies, despite how taboo this line of work is, despite what they think of us. Like there's
And
so
I'm the
many safety measures and precautions that we actually do have in mind.
and I'm the
And
innocent. I'm the innocent one in this porn world when I'm around all of this. I'm the most innocent one. I'm like, oh wow, okay. Don't look at me like I'm not the innocent one. Oh, by the way, that performer, like since he said it like on this podcast before, it was Dylan Cox. He just kept going and going, and he energized your money that day.
yes,
It was,
damn it.
it was just like, well, damn, bro.
Oh, he
Like,
lives in Florida, actually. And you want to
Sweet.
hit
I'm
him?
gonna mine.
so question then.
Like, I don't want to know if I want to fuck for about 2 hours straight, but
No, no, no. He did like I don't mean that he didn't nut. He came a few times. He came like 4 times from what I
that's like
saw.
Zach. That's like Zach Wild. He does that.
Exactly right. Oh, but
I've met with a couple guys that can do that. Like they just do it, and then like all of a sudden they're like coming again. I'm like, how do you how do you do that? It must. I don't know if it's a party trick or if it's like a learned thing or if it's just like a natural thing. I don't know. I didn't ask him, but
I think he
I'll
good
ask.
learned.
question. Good
I
question.
think he learned it, but because like I seen him like three other ones I know he did was publicly that was outside and on a bed, whatever. And I know he did one time in a bathroom, and they walked out like just. I'm like, okay, okay, you didn't been in
We
everybody
know
in
what
this.
you did.
You done been in everybody in this party so far, and you not tired, and you probably just drink some more water and go again. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
I
bro.
want to say our video that we made. I literally just released it. We just released it a couple weeks ago. I think he came 4 times in a period of about 25 minutes. So like we
Jesus.
just filmed it pretty much straight through. I would say I think it was 4, 3 or 4, something like that. But yeah, I was like,
That's pretty hot.
See,
That sounds pretty hot. We definitely have to check that one out.
and that's
yeah, for
probably
sure.
why this is important.
That's why you gotta hydrate, gotta take your vitamins, eat your protein. That way they can give us their load.
Right.
That's why I've been eating maca so I can come more than once, just in case. It's been a
Hello.
while. But no question. This is a side question. So since you're still new, who are your top 5 people who you have not worked with that you want to work with?
Ooh,
And
good question.
it could be a male, female, TS,
I
whatever.
have a good handful of both, and I'm sure there's a ton that I'm missing out. But I would love to work with Johnny Sins and Manuel Ferreira. I would love to work with Jason Love, G.I. Joey. Those are some of the guys I would like to work with. I've got some good collabs coming up next week, but I'm not going to tell you who they're with.
Okay, yeah, don't tell. This
I've worked with Kieran Lee. We filmed a collab and we're going to do another one next week, but I would love to work with him on an actual studio shoot. That would be awesome. Let's see, girls wise, I would love to work with Brittany Andrews and then all of the MILF ladies because ladies are hot. So I would love to do some more boy, girl scenes. So I would love to, do some of that. I would like to work with Dan Dangler. I would love to work with Penny Barber and Shay Seitz and Reagan Fox, Nicolette Shea. So many girls, so many ladies I would love to work with. So
That's
Okay.
definitely more than 5 names.
I gave
Oh,
you a
see,
lot. I gave you a lot.
yeah,
And there's a ton like I actually have a little notebook that I just keep a note.
Oh, that's
keep
amazing.
it people that I want to work with. So
you're like,
yeah.
See,
oh,
that's what I have to do because obviously I have a wish list. I call it a to-do list of people, my to-do list.
Mhm.
But I need to write down what city each of them is from. That way
Yeah.
every time I go to a city, I'd be like, hey, let me hit this whole group of people up so I can
That's how I do mine. I say like I have like people that are in Florida, you know, I obviously have like South Florida, but I just have Florida people and then I've got you know, Vegas and LA, and then you've got your outliers that are people from, because a lot of times people will come here from, you know, out of the country and they'll be here for a month or whatever. So, you know, you got to jump on those literally.
that's a
exactly.
hard. That's one of the harder ones. That's why I know a lot of people do that at the XBiz Florida
Mhm.
one. A lot of people hook
Yeah,
up from out of the country because that's when a lot of them come in and they say, "Oh, you're from South America. Let's get
right.
it in really quick. I'm not going to Brazil, and you're not coming back here for another year. Let's hurry up and make this work."
Let's get it.
I mean, if someone wants to fly me over there, I'd be all for it. So, set
Right?
me up some collabs, and you know, we could do like this exchange student kind of thing. We just, you know, porn
Ooh,
star exchange or something.
that'd be cute.
So we could switch houses. You know,
I love
what would that
that.
be called? Well, not wife swap, but slut swap. I guess I don't
Oh,
know.
yes. Let's swap. I love that
You know,
idea.
you just came with with a multi-million-dollar idea, right?
Mhm.
Go ahead,
Because you know, for
go.
example, people have like cam houses where people like they actually live together. Imagine
Uh-huh.
multiple cam houses like slut swap.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be so
fun.
cute. I love
I
that
like.
idea. Hey,
Well, I hope that you
I
can
like
work with.
orgy.
I'm down to do that.
Mm.
Sign me up.
You see. I'm gonna say this because this was Sarah's idea. She asked me like when I finalized when I helped was telling everybody who was a lingerie show host. She was like, I need to get all these girls together. We need to make a video. And I'm
Can I do
like,
orgy?
Oh yeah.
see, that's what she does. She
I
comes
love
to,
girls. You know,
Me too.
imagine having all 8 of us like co-hosts just
I love girls
film
too.
a little orgy.
Okay. Well,
I
yeah,
love
make some reels, make some bad decisions, all that.
So, on another note, though, we do want to get to know more about you. So, I would like
Okay.
to know what are some of your hobbies? What are some things that you like to do on your spare time?
I feel like I don't have a ton of time, not like I used to, but when I do have time, I love to cook. I really, really love to cook. I love to exercise. I don't run as much as I used to, but I do. Well, and because it's so hot here all the time, when it's a
Mhm.
little bit cooler, I like to run. But if you're not in running shape, you can't really just go out in the 100-degree heat and say, I'm going to run 10 miles today. So let's see. I like to travel. I like anything beach, ocean, lake, boat, all of that. I'm trying to think what else. I love to golf, although I don't get as much to do it as much as I
Ooh,
used to. Yeah, I
okay.
used to golf like four times a week. That was great about the corporate world, all the golf tournaments, and being a female in an industry. I was in like some finance and being in industry equipment finance that I was in, there was always golf tournaments, and so they always loved to have. There wasn't very many women at all in the industry, and much less that golfed. So the ones that did, so it was really nice. You know, they always look for the female that could hit the ball like in a scramble because you could hit from the ladies' tee, so you get that good drive out there, and that was pretty fun. And tennis, I
Yeah.
like tennis too. So yeah, that's about
I don't know
it.
so
why.
quick.
I had a feeling that you like tennis.
See,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
tennis is
I
always.
loved tennis. Like when I was in Austin, I played golf and tennis. It was really hard to do both because like all the men played golf and all the women played tennis. And like all the golf guys would like bitch about their wives and all the tennis ladies would bitch about their husbands. It was like, and I was kind of like hearing both and I was like, okay.
It's like, oh
I
my
did
God.
work somewhere in there, but I liked tennis because I like the exercise aspect of it, like playing singles and stuff like that. and the social aspect of it with females. But golf was fun because I just really enjoyed the sport, and there was more drinking involved in golfing, so it was, you know.
I totally get that because I don't have the coordination for tennis, but I know I can hit a ball for golf because it's not like the ball's moving when I'm trying to hit it. So
Exactly.
I
Is
don't
that
know
true?
how far it's gonna go or if it's gonna go in the right direction, but at
Yeah,
least I can hit the
That's all
ball.
right.
I got
I've
goals.
always been so limp-wristed when it comes to anything with a like anything like with a paddle or a golf club. And like
Yeah.
I got in trouble like when I used to like we had to be play baseball in gym and the bat would slip out my hand. Like I'm not coordinated with sports and a stick.
Oh my
Like
god.
don't let
Something
yeah,
something with an
There's
inanimate
only one
object that you have to
thing I know how
use.
to use.
yeah. Like unless it's like racquetball, which is somewhat easier. Like when it like everything else is
Racquetball
like
is not easy. Racquetball is hard. It's like
Mm,
the reactions have to be like so quick.
right? God,
Yeah,
I feel like racquetball turns into dodgeball for me.
for
Like,
sure. For sure.
be like,
I've only played a couple times ever in
well,
my life.
is
And I
that
was
record
just
like
like, oh,
what's the one where you hit the ball against the wall? Is this racquetball? Like when you hit the ball against the wall?
racquetball. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like, I feel like that was a big thing in the 80s. I don't know. You wouldn't know, Sarah. You weren't alive then, but
Guess
like,
so
I feel like,
how old do you
what
think
was the
I
Tom,
am?
what was the Tom Hanks movie where they're like it was like him and John Candy and they're like hitting the racquetball, or I don't remember. There was some movie with the two. I don't
Taylor,
remember what it was,
Taylor,
but
Taylor,
I feel like that
question,
was a big 80s thing, but
question,
maybe it's still around.
question, Taylor, how old do you think I am?
I don't know.
I'm
you're
I'm
right about the 80s, though, for
I'm,
him.
I'm 41.
That helps.
41. Okay.
So
I
yeah,
got you
like
by a little
yeah,
bit.
no, 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 no. What I'm trying to say is I was around for that
Yeah.
time.
But you
I'm
probably
not.
weren't playing racquetball in the 80s.
No, I was
Definitely not.
no, we did it in gym.
Hmm.
So like
Sure.
in elementary, we had to do it in gym.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gym's not as fun as it used to be. There's no dodgeball anymore. Remember dodgeball
So
with that big red ball? You just like peg it at somebody, tetherball, you like hit people with it. They don't think they do that kind of stuff
I
you
anymore.
see,
know. I feel
I
like
used
we
to
were aggressive back
always
then.
get like beamed in in that sport because like I'm short, I'm really short, and I didn't get a growth spurt until I was in 12th grade. So
Gotcha.
I was under 5 foot until 12th grade.
Senior year?
Yeah,
Wow.
my mother is
Oh,
4'11". There's a picture that I can show you later, Sarah, that we took in my 11th grade year, and I'm barely the same height as her.
oh.
Wow.
And then I grew like 7 extra inches my senior year because like it didn't make sense because my feet grew out, but my body wasn't going up. Like I wear size 10 now. I was already in a size 9 and I was still like 3'5".
Dang.
So it
And
looked
even then, I was taller than you at that age, you know?
yeah, I was a
For the same age, I would have been taller than you.
yeah, I thought I was
5'1" over here.
going to be, classified as a little person because of my height. I'm like, oh my God, can I get a little bit taller? And I used to wrestle too, so it made it even worse. So it's like I'm this little guy who really doesn't like he's a little strong. He got leg power. No, but
Look at that.
question: what do you like to cook?
I was gonna ask that.
Oh,
Listen,
I love to grill. I love to grill and put everything on the smoker. Like being well, I was originally from LA, but I grew up most of my life in Texas. So obviously I like to put stuff on the smoker. So brisket ribs, all that good stuff. I love it. I used to do competition barbecue team when I was younger, when I was like a while back, but so that was pretty fun. And I like to cook pretty much a lot of Asian food. So I like to do Vietnamese. I don't do a ton of Thai, but like Chinese food, I like to cook, and Mexican food. So I'm not a baker. I don't like to measure. So baking isn't really my forte.
saw a
Same.
post.
I feel that.
I saw a post today that would literally make you very upset about it was talking about people from like barbecue from Texas, and they were just saying Texas is not good barbecue, and I'm like, where are y'all going?
Oh
They
my
got
God.
good
Because like
stuff.
like I'm not going to advertise a company right now, but there was a place that was in like some. I'm not from Texas, but I almost moved there. Almost moved to Dallas. When I was there, that I had to go to a few times because it was so
Is it the one where
good.
you sit outside that we can't say the name of?
No, I think it was
Downtown.
no, it was in
I think I know which one you're talking about, and I like that one.
like
There's a couple. There's
I'll
a couple that are really good.
I'll say the name after, but
Okay.
it
Yeah,
was
there's a
one.
couple that are really good. But everybody's got their opinion. They're like, oh, you got to try this one. This is the best one. And then someone else is like, this one's even better. And then,
Yeah, like there's one thing saying like one is better than saying the entire industry of it is not good in Texas. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like Texas barbecue is just has its own staple, but they were trying to say, oh, because some of them use pickle juice or something like that, and I'm like, no, Texas barbecue is because like, and I can understand if you like KC barbecue over Texas barbecue, that's your own personal preference, but
yeah.
like Texas got some great barbecue, you know.
Yeah. I would be like partial. Like I would like the ribs are good here and the brisket's good here and the sauce is good here. One time I actually did go pick up stuff from like the sides are good here. I went to like 4 different places because I wanted to
Oh,
get certain things from certain places because I don't think there's anywhere that's like got the best across the board because there's always,
I feel that. I feel that.
I didn't get good brisket until last year. This place that
Yeah.
I stopped at, like I like brisket to me was like, okay, I'll eat it if it's there, whatever. But somebody made some brisket, and I forget where they're from because they weren't from one of the traditional places you think of with barbecue, but
Mhm.
they made it, and it was like not too tough, not like just oozing, like it's supposed to be. Like when you pick up ribs, it's supposed to fall off the bone, and
Yeah.
it was just so easy to rip
Bartender.
apart. Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
great. You know,
Now I'm hungry.
But
Thanks.
I know I was thinking that too. Like, shit,
Like
now I'm
what can
cooking
I eat?
some barbecue.
I love a good steak. So sorry, vegetarians out there. I love a good steak. So,
Me
grilling a
too.
steak. And I love to go eat at steakhouses. Don't get me wrong. Like that would be like like steak, wine. But then I go and I'm like, okay, I could have just cooked that at home and not spent, like the price. I mean, it's always hard when you go out and you're like, okay, wait, this bottle of wine costs the same price as I'm paying for the glass.
I
I
went
know
this.
exactly.
I
Like
went to. I went to.
sometimes it makes me sound cheap to say it, but I'm just like, yo, I'd rather just be at the like at home, have that vibe, be
Mhm.
cooking, be grilling, whatever, be with my people as
Yeah.
opposed to sitting there spending money just trying to be fancy.
I'm a homebody
I
sometimes,
had
so I don't blame you.
I had probably the second best steak I ever tasted in my life this year when I went on a cruise, and
Damn.
this random girl I took with me was telling me
Random
like
girl.
I'm dead serious. Like I was taking my family on a cruise, and it's cheaper to get a two bed instead of a one bed on a cruise because you
True.
save much money.
Mhm.
So I put on Twitter, does anybody want to go on a cruise with me? And it's already covered.
No way.
Yeah, and like some person I met at a random convention. I met like we hung out for like 2 hours. She said, "I'll go," and I'm like, "Cool, I'll DM you and you can come with me." And she came with me. Yeah,
That's
I'm
funny.
gonna be
serious.
Oh
like, does
my
anybody want
God.
to take me on a cruise?
Right?
And like we went and she was saying, yeah, try the steak special they have. Like the steaks are really good. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking it's just gonna be some, a good steak, but not, that steak was probably the second best steak I ever tasted in my life. And I've eaten a lot of steak. And I don't know what they did to the seasoning. Because it was like not a rib, it was I forget what it was, but it was a really darn good steak. And I'm like, it is like I had to tell them to send the person who made it out there so I could tell them in person that they did the dang thing.
Wow.
Like
Damn, that's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like that steak was delicious. And I'm like, I intended to say something for later that evening, and I'm like, it didn't make it. Like it was
Mhm.
good.
I would
So
not have expected that out of a cruise,
Yeah,
honestly.
I wasn't either. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't expect it because it was on a cruise. And
Hmm.
I've eaten at expensive steakhouses before. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, expensivity doesn't mean that it tastes better. That steak was good.
Hmm.
I've had some good food on cruises before, much better than like the hotels and the restaurants and hotels.
Oh God, for real. That's
Restaurants and
one
hotels,
thing
I for the
I
most part are
admit.
awful.
The restaurants at hotels are just overrated.
Yeah.
Like there's one in Chicago. I won't say exactly which one, but it's a big fancy steakhouse. I
Hmm.
literally it's like you could say $100 a plate.
Yeah.
One, no, it's not it. I was like, y'all got me fudged up. No, thank you. I no.
See, I used to love to like I still do love to cook. The thing is like
Mhm.
I don't like cooking for just myself.
Mhm.
So if I'm home alone, it's like I can just get this and that. And then when I'm
Yeah.
like, and then the thing is, people who come visit me a lot, they like to eat, and this is no hit at you, Sarah. They like to eat a certain type of food that I'm not the best at cooking, and that's like I'm not the best cooker of Mexican type food, so that wouldn't be my forte. But I can cook a lot of different genres, you
Mhm.
know, and it's like, well, since you want Mexican food, I can't eat that. But I love to cook everything else.
But
Mhm.
there's so many different kinds of Mexican food. Like for me, like California Mexican food is god awful. It's so gross. Like I will not go eat Mexican food in California. But like I like Tex-Mex. I like it smothered
Mhm.
with cheese and sour cream and queso. Like they don't even know what you say queso. They're like, what's queso? Even out here in Florida, they're like, you mean
Mhm.
cheese dip? I'm like, it's queso. It's chili con queso. Like it's like
I think it's also
there's
like, and
but yeah. So
I hate to be stereotypical, but like, in my opinion, the closer you are to the border, the better the Mexican food. So if you're like in San Diego, I believe it's a lot,
Mhm.
like Mexican food is a
Mhm.
lot better
I
than
can
you are in
believe that.
LA.
Yeah.
So I would say
And,
that.
and even then,
Mhm.
here in LA, what I've noticed is my favorite Mexican food actually comes out of food trucks. Food,
Mm,
food trucks here, personally, those have the
yeah.
best Mexican food.
They specialize in like usually like a few things that are like their whatever they're
Exactly.
famous for. Yeah. Or like some kind of fusion, Mexican fusion or something like that.
Yeah, because my thing is, especially since I'm really good at making Mexican food, and mind you, a lot of different types of Mexican food, um, I will go to a restaurant and spend, for example, $40 on something, on a whole platter or whatever, and then I'll look at it and taste it and be like, yo, I could have made this better at home.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Absolutely.
I'm like, what is this? Come on. And then that's why sometimes I really just end up cooking or grilling myself. And I feel like that's probably what you do too, where you're just like, nah, yeah, I don't make it like I do.
Yeah, I think I made like, I don't know, 15 or 20 dozen tamales like over the holidays.
Ooh.
I still got them in the freezer. I'm just like, I don't want any more tamales. I like pulled them out and made tamale soup and like all this stuff. I was like, enough
Mm.
with the I gave them out to as many people as I could. I'm like, please take tamales.
I love that. I haven't made those in forever.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, especially when you're doing it by yourself and you don't have your like little assembly line.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to do by
Exactly.
yourself.
See, the furthest thing that I can make as far as Mexican food is just tacos. But anybody can make tacos. And
That's
it's
easy,
not the same. I said it's easy. And I believe it's
Make
good.
anything a taco.
Yeah.
right? You can turn
So like
into
that's
a
one
taco.
thing that I know. It's like everybody says like know your specialties.
Mm-hmm.
Like I won't make you noodles. I'm sorry, but I won't. I hate pasta. I hate noodles. So if I can't see myself eating it, I can't make it.
I get
Yeah.
it.
The best tacos I remember being in Texas, like Austin, like leaving the clubs at like 2 and 3 in the morning, and the little guy is out front in his cooler, and he's
Yes.
got his three homemade sauces, and he's got every
Mm.
kind of breakfast taco, brisket taco, you know,
Ooh.
barbacoa. Those are the best. That's the
I
best food.
miss
Like
those.
so good.
Yes,
I miss that. I'm always looking at time when I go out. So I'm like, no, you got to go to Texas for that.
See,
exactly.
The
No.
and
hottest salsa you can possibly imagine.
see, and I don't think I had that type of experience in Texas when I was there. When
No.
I was about to move there, but it lasted about a month, and then like it was like, oh, I didn't get something didn't happen, so I had to leave. But I want to point something out really quick since I have a few notes. I
Mhm.
really wish this podcast was going up like right away instead of like a week off because she had a brand new scene drop yesterday, and I can talk about yeah,
Damn.
literally it dropped yesterday. I'm looking at the notes, and the scene is like busty teacher plays with the principal's cock to hide his secret.
It was like a Breaking Bad scene, is kind of what it was. That was kind of the
I
premise.
love that.
Yeah, so I was hit some bad financial times because my husband got hurt, and so hadn't been working, and so I decided to brew up some drugs in the chemistry lab. I'm the chemistry teacher, so that was the
Oh,
premise. And
fun.
Mr. Nicky Rebel principal saw me on the camera doing this, so I was gonna lose my job. So
Exactly. You had to save your job one way or another.
I had to save my job. And you know what's funny? I looked at the photos from that and I told my husband, I said, I hope people, because the photos, so that scene was very specific on what they wanted as far as like
Mhm.
me and my faces. So like I look at the photos and every photo is like, and so I said to him, I'm like, there is a couple like sexy ones, but for the most part, like the faces and stuff is very much, and that's what they wanted. Like, a lot of the scene, I'm very torn. And so I'm enjoying it, but I don't want to enjoy it. And I'm like, think half the time I'm torn back and forth. So it wasn't easy to do, I'll be honest, but it was really fun. It was really fun filming it. So I really hope that once the full scene comes out, I haven't even watched it yet. Well, it is
Oh,
out,
it's out. It's
but
out. It came out yesterday. And
yeah, I
I was
haven't
looking at the
seen it yet.
notes.
So I'm nervous to watch
I'm
I
it.
very
mean,
curious. I'm
the
gonna pull up
pictures
the trailer as soon as
the
we're done.
Yeah.
the pictures they used, like at least like two of them is like, oh, like I'm on the phone, like and it looks really good from the
Yeah,
pictures.
it made me call my husband at the end of the scene and tell him that our secret was safe and that I kept my
Our
job.
secret was safe. I love that.
See?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, at least we know you kept it. So I don't know if you saw the video, and this blends in together about like what happens after like a scene like like this one. You call your husband and you say your job is safe, and like someone say, what could be a good thing to like hear the husband's response about, oh thank goodness, knowing what happened, or like you have sex to get your daughter your child into school or whatever, and
Uh-huh.
then like oh we see her child actually got into school. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just doing this and I did it for nothing. You
Hmm.
just
Goodness gracious, for
stupid
real.
stuff like that. And I'm like, that is because like we don't it's like continue on with the story, just like, oh, that's how
Yeah.
it ended. Okay,
Mm.
and they all lived happy ever after.
Hey. It's funny. That actually reminds me of my first pro-am scene. So, basically it was supposed to be where I had hired a male stripper to come and dance for me. But when he actually came in like in real life, I was FaceTiming my husband. And so he was like, actually, can we do that for the scene? And I asked
No
him, he
way.
was like, yeah, we can do that. So, he was dancing for me, everything. I was FaceTiming like, babe, look what I'm up to. Look at
That's
this.
awesome.
He started stroking himself and came twice. So,
Oh,
here I am fucking and everything. And you hear him in the background, oh my God, I'm about to come. And even to this day, mind you, 7 years later, people still ask me, like, yo, first of all, was that your real husband? Second of all, was that real? And I was like, yeah,
that's
no,
awesome.
that was real. People
I love
love
that. See,
sense of
people love
realness.
that real stuff. They want to know that they want real stuff. Like they truly do.
What's your
So,
favorite
I mean, and
type?
that's important. I mean, that's what everybody wants too. And they want to know that, like, that's why they like the straight through filming as much as possible because they don't want to see cuts. They don't want to know that you're walking away doing this. They want to see that you're enjoying it and you're truly enjoying it and you're not just like,
Exactly. Exactly.
The only time I can see a reason to make a good cut is if like you're obviously in a position where you need help to get down.
Right?
Like for example, if like you're doing like a scene for kink, for example, and you're hog
Mhm.
tied up, whatever. Okay, those cuts make sense because you have to get unhog tied, or you have to get into a different position, and you can't do
Mhm.
that just by yourself because you're
Mhm.
obviously and it takes a second. But other times it's like, oh, I want to see the whole scene just roll because once
Mhm.
you cut, you're taking me out of the scene. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
who's the third person there with you? Who's
Mhm.
like, even though I know the cameraman is supposed to be, non-existent, once you cut, you're showing that the cameraman exists.
I get
And
that.
he's not
I,
supposed to, unless he's a part of the scene and like the cameraman is like becomes a POV at some point, he's not supposed to exist.
I've done that.
Yeah.
So question, what is your favorite type of scene that you've shot? Like
Mm.
do you like doing like, like how can I phrase this? Like the teacher one like you just did, the what's your favorite type of scene?
Like
I
scenarios?
love features. I love features. I love storylines, and that's my favorite. I love some
Mhm.
sort of cool storyline, and honestly, I like when the sex part of it is somewhere other than the bed, anywhere
Yeah.
outside on the couch. I think
Mhm.
it gives a little bit more creativity, and it forces us to be creative. Because I feel like on the bed, for the most part, it's like, okay, we got to do doggy for 5 minutes, and we got to do 5 minutes reverse cowgirl, and we got to do, and there's not as much. They have certain things that they're looking for, which is totally fine. But I think that when you move something outside of the bed, as far as the sex, I think that the actors have a little more leeway to kind of just do whatever you want to do. I mean, we got to get this and that, but so I do like that. But the feature stuff, I really love. I would love to do like a Black or Vixen, like more of a
Mhm.
um full length like
Like a
more feature
movie.
brazzers.
Fans out there, you heard what she just said. If like you're listening right now, hit up your favorite people and be like, hey, we got to get Taylor in here. We gotta
Mhm.
contact Vixen and tell Vixen that she is a Vixen, and we got to get her on Vixen, and it'd be a inception of Vixentality. So go ahead and do that.
I did
Right?
film with a big studio, but I can't say who it was, but it should be coming out next month. But it was
Okay.
Woo!
more of a feature
Yes.
thing I'm very excited about because I felt like it was I felt like it was really well done. It was a great experience. My co-star was great, and I loved the whole storyline. The set was amazing. My clothes were amazing. I was like, but I can't talk about it.
Oh
Yeah.
no, no, we
I
we
love
we
when
understand
they have
completely.
unique scenarios. I love when they have unique scenarios. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we've done it all, but sometimes you're just like, okay, I've done this a few times. For example, this month, let me try something else, you know. And when they go and they give you a completely like unique script, you're just like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes out, when they finally announce it, you'll be like, ah, that's what she was talking about.
Oh yeah, Vanessa
Can't
little guy.
wait.
Me too.
I'm
I
sorry.
know it's like I can't talk about it. I can't put I took some photos and stuff like that. I can't post
Oh,
anything.
Like
that
So
was
she
so cute
she
behind
she
you.
oh,
introduced us
Oh,
to one of
that's
her
Luna.
fur babies earlier, and now
That's
the other
Luna.
one popped up. I'm like, hey. Luna
That's
was
Luna.
like,
This is the crazy one. She's the youngest. She's a little crazy. She's like 2.5, I think.
Luna
he's
was
so
And
like,
she
cute.
was the one, yeah. Our puppy like our dog had. We have the mom and the dad and three babies, and we had her in the last litter, and she came out. She was. I was like, babe, we're keeping her because she's all pure white, and because the mom and the dad are both black, and then we have a tan one, and then that one. So and then another one. So
I
yeah, I
always
think you could
joke
keep
the
six
printer
though.
ran out of ink. I always joke the printer ran out of ink. Like,
see, I always say like, if I had the parent tolerance, I would get a dog, but I don't think like I would walk and do everything a dog should receive. So
mhm.
I will let another individual, own a dog or a puppy, whatever, And like if I see it, I will pet it, give it all the love, but then let it go back to the parent of the person.
Yeah.
Because like, I just know what like how I would do, and to be, a good person, and not to be like a bad pet dad. Say, yeah, y'all can handle that.
So, what's your favorite animal? Not necessarily pet, just favorite animal.
My favorite animal. I mean, I really love dogs, but I'm just trying to think. I would love to have a monkey. I love monkeys. They're so cute. I would love to have like raccoons are so cute. Like I'm thinking about animals I can have as pets. You're not really
I
supposed
get
to.
that.
No, no, I'm sorry. I'm
I love
sorry.
like I would love. I mean, like tigers and like I would my like what I would love to have if I could have is that as a panther. I would love to have a black panther. Like, have you seen that one that's on Instagram? It's like Luna the Panther or something like that.
Yeah.
I would love to have like a big black crazy panther.
They're so like beautiful and majestic.
Mhm.
And the way like when you see them like run or even when they're stalking their prey, especially when you're seeing it in slow motion, you're seeing
Yeah.
that gracefulness and you're just like, whoa, you're like such a big creature, completely silent. And it's just like those movements are just like, whoa, okay. You are deadly.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. They still have that killer instinct though.
Exactly. I love that though.
See, I think a monkey would be fun to have, but
They
all I can think about is like how they said like when Bubbles got older, he got really violent,
Yeah.
and like, do you know who Bubbles is, Sarah?
um
Bubbles was Michael Jackson's pet monkey.
Well, and
oh
they're attached typically to one person, and think monkeys live a long time. They live like 40 plus years. So, and they are not potty trained. So, like most monkeys, you have to. It's basically like having a baby in a diaper for 40 years. So, no, thank you.
I
But
think I think Bubbles is still alive.
yeah, I mean, and they don't do well once you like they're if they're attached to one person and something happens to that person, and then birds are kind of certain birds are the same way, like cockatiels and parrots and things like that are very similar. They get attached and they only like one person, so like it could be a couple having one, and they might like one, not the other.
I
I
get
think
that.
I think a parrot would tell on me.
A parrot would
Can
be
you imagine? I know they
fun.
totally would.
Be
A
like be like
parrot would be so fun.
be like
Imagine all the dirty puns that I would get this parrot to memorize. Like, come on.
Yeah, a parrot would be really fun, or like one of those cockatoos, those white ones, those to call those
Yeah.
ones that you see in the videos are like dancing to the music, and yeah, that would be fun.
Those are so cute.
but
We've had rats before. Rats are really cool pets. We had two and they were potty trained and everything. And rats don't live very long. So,
Yeah.
but they,
how
the
do you
mama dog, like one of the rats was like her baby and they would sleep with it and they would chase each other around the house. And
Oh,
oh gosh, it was so cute. They love to be, I mean, most animals, like my husband always said, animals just want to be loved. I mean, almost every animal they know that human affection and they just, most animals, not all, but
question
most.
question
I get that.
how do you potty train a rat?
It's like a litter box thing, and you just, rats are very smart. I'm not talking about like hamsters, gerbils, ferrets, rats,
Mhm.
and they are very, very smart. You can put them in, you can put like the litter box. They're actually very, fairly clean animals, despite
Yeah.
what people think. But they're also very social. So typically, they have to have another animal, or that's why most people have them. Like they have two. But yeah, they potty train. I mean, they'll go in a litter box because they want to keep their little house clean. So
Yeah,
That's
because that's what
news.
I've heard that they're actually very clean, like animals.
mhm.
That's really cool about them,
See,
though.
I've only had snakes as pets.
Could not do a snake. That's the one thing.
Mhm.
Ugh.
So like I
I've
had
done a
like
photo shoot with a snake, but I ain't keeping it.
I've
Yeah.
had well my brother when I was little had a red tail boa, and when I got older I had one also. Um and like they're not that, honestly they aren't that bad. It's just, you got to keep up with them and you got to make sure that you don't let someone else watch them. and not know that they're not going to take care of them because they might pass away easily. Different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the anger coming out of me. But I love my red tail, but it was fun to have because he had got to the length of probably the length of my arm.
Mhm.
So it was,
Okay. Arm's
uh,
length. That's not bad.
yeah, it was a nice one,
Not
but
too big
it's
then.
just but the whole weird thing is like when you get them when they're young and you have to feed it whatever, and
Mhm.
at first you're feeding them blind mice, and it's like, oh, this person can't even see what's attacking them, and now he's about to die.
That reminds me of that road trip movie where he's like, where was it Tom Green? He's like, tries to get the snake to eat the rat, and he's just like fixated on it, like the whole first part of the movie.
Oh my God.
That's what,
I
yeah,
couldn't do it. There's no way I couldn't do it.
Mm,
yeah. I can't. Like, I probably couldn't do it
got some
now,
balls for
but
that one. No, thank you.
um,
Yeah,
if I ever get another animal, it'll probably be a fish because they're super low maintenance.
yeah.
That's a
Cleaning
little
that water
too
tank is a
low
pain. I've
maintenance.
had fish before. It stinks, that stanky water, and then you gotta like dump it out, put the fish somewhere. Like,
You can't like don't they have self-cleaning tanks?
well, probably now.
Yeah, well,
I'm
I
sure
mean,
they do.
now they're basically you can actually put certain plants in the actual like
Oh, got
tank
it.
to help keep it clean. And I think it's I don't know if it's like snails or something like that.
Oh, gotcha. They like
They'll,
clean the
they'll
sides.
yeah, they'll clean all the algae and whatever that starts building up. So I think there is like ways to keep it clean, but I don't know. I feel like that's still a lot of work. But
I
mind
mean,
you, I also would like a turtle instead of a fish. And I know those are a lot of work.
but they can't run away from you.
Oh yeah, they can. I've had a turtle that ran away from me one time because I was cleaning its
Yeah,
tank.
yeah, but you can
It
catch it.
disappeared.
We've got a few gators out here in Florida, so
So I lived in Florida for
Okay.
2 years. I've never seen a live alligator,
really.
but not no no. I'm gonna rephrase this. In the wild,
Hmm.
like in the Florida,
Mhm.
I was in Florida. Like when I was in Africa, I grabbed the tail of a crocodile, and
Really?
yeah,
Why
it
would
was
you touch it? Why would you grab it?
because it was at like it was a national park, and you could take a
Hmm.
Oh,
picture with the animal, and
okay, but
I
no,
was
thank you.
able to go behind the
I'm a
alligator
scaredy
and lift his
cat.
tail up, and then like after we all finished, they threw a live chicken at him, and he ate it really fast, and we
Oh
were
my
like, and
gosh.
we were like, it's time to go after that
Yeah.
because we seen him eat, and it was like, oh, when we were here, he was just standing still, wasn't moving. We knew he was alive, but
Exactly. That's what would get me. I'd be like, oh, no, thank you. I don't want to touch it.
oh my God.
Okay.
But Miss Taylor, do you like you said what you have coming out? Is there anything like anything you want to make sure your fans and people out there support you know? Anything?
Yeah, so I've got a lot of sites going. I've got my OnlyFans, Taylor Vixen, and I've got a free one, Taylor Vixen free. So I've got two. I've got a VIP option that I just started on my fans lead that is basically a no pay-per-view. So it's kind of cool, something I'm trying out where I've got a new release coming out at least every week. So you get that along with just extra stuff from me for a little VIP membership. I've got Extra Naughty. That's my new one that I just launched. So I'm super excited about that through Naughty America. So that's kind of their site that they're doing. So it's really, really cool. It's a cool platform. So I am in the process of loading all of my content up on that and getting all my chatting going on there. So I love to do taylorvixen.com, my website. Always make sure you use the two X's. So, and then obviously my Instagram and Twitter is a great place to keep up with me and just my day to day. But I really try to keep I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So like my OnlyFans, my subscription page, I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff on my shoots and collabs that you really can't see anywhere else. So yeah.
So y'all heard that right? She's gonna be extra naughty for y'all. If you want to see
Mm,
her, if you want
Extra
to see her,
naughty.
if you want to see her get extra naughty, extra naughty, you know
next.
where to
Yeah.
go to. You know where to go to. But no, no, seriously though, everybody out there. This is very important. I want y'all to go to her pages. I'm going to ask her to tell us where they can find her in a second, but make sure you go to all of her stuff, and purchase her content. Please don't be one of those people, every time you go out there, support and, you purchase her content, you allow her to get and have more people on whatever and do more content for you. And it also allows her to support herself because she's doing this for you, just like
Mm,
every other performer out
thank
there.
you.
So don't, steal content. Do everything you can to say, okay, I want her to do amazing things because a lot of y'all say you want her to do this and you want her to do that, but you don't, help her to get the certain talent or to be able to fly to where she has to go to get what you want done. And that's
Right.
that's and you also get the opportunity to purchase a custom. That means that scene is just for you. So you still got to, be aware that like this every any other business, this is a business. So help her out, and support all that she does. Because from this conversation right now, I can tell she is a lovely human being, a great
Oh,
human
thank
being.
you.
And like this comes out after the Urban X Awards. So I've not met her in person yet, but I will this Friday at the
We will
launch of
meet
the
on
party.
Friday.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
so not
So
gonna lie, I'm excited
um
to see what lingerie you wear.
I know. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, what am I gonna wear? I don't know.
yeah, I don't know if Sarah has hers yet, but I know
Oh yeah,
that
too. I already
I'm
have
like,
my
how many outfit? How
red.
many? I'm like, how many outfits can I wear in one night? I don't know.
Um,
because
so I would say actually have like just one outfit for each. Because
Yeah.
for the first day for Friday, there is gonna be the dinner and then the lingerie party after.
Mm,
I have an outfit for each of them, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. I'm not
Mm,
gonna wear at dinner. I don't think
so
as
yeah,
much as I would like to.
right?
the dinner is just basically a quick Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and one of our good friends, um, someone I've known since they got into the industry, a
Mhm.
few of people who I know before they got into the industry are getting inducted. That's how long I've been around. I've been around longer than some Hall of Fame people. Wow,
Yeah.
I'm old. Anyway, um. Jesus, a bit like when I say old, I mean porn old. And then the lingerie party, then
Mhm.
the white party, which is Saturday, then the
Mhm.
award show Saturday, Sunday. So,
Cool.
and I say again, y'all,
Full
this
weekend.
this happened already. By the time you hear this, it'll be in the past. So go look at the pictures of what she wore, and you can say, "Oh my damn! Look at
Mm.
Taylor Vixen in that lingerie. Jesus Christ! Things I would things I would do to her that I can't say right now.
I know. I told my husband, I was
Damn!"
like, I think I need to go to Honey Burdette when I get there, just to like see, make sure there's nothing that I need.
I get what you mean. I feel
But
that.
but in all seriousness, we're please tell everybody the actual link where they can find you.
So taylorvixen.com, that's my website with two X's. It's kind of in process right now. It's not completely finished, but it has a lot of my links. And then all my links.com/Taylor Vixen also. But you can find all that through my Instagram and my Twitter. My Instagram is just Taylor Vixen, all one word with two X's. And then my Twitter or X is Taylor_Vixen. So
Okay, Miss Lace,
yeah.
where can I find you really quick?
So you guys can find me on iamsarahLace.com. All of my links and my social medias will be on there.
And you can find us at the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, Burbank Misfits on Facebook and on X, on Twitter, however you want to say it. And BurbankMisfits.com that says everything that we all offer. It has links to Sarah's
Mhm.
pages, the fitness thing that CW does, and everything that I do for fun, like photography, videography, and stuff like that. And I am RAWSTARR. Please don't forget the second R, and my S is lowercase. Um, on X and on Instagram.
Mhm.
Again, Miss Taylor, you are a joy, a pleasure, and I wish you so much success because I believe that is so widely deserved. And I look forward to see all the great things that you do. And oh, before we leave, Don, if you're listening to this, thank you so much for sending this wonderful, wonderful human being. If you want to have her come on, please contact Don while I'm on the Marco. He is fantastic human being, great human being, and we really appreciate him for letting us, like,
Me
introducing us to
too.
him.
Love you, Don.
So thanks very much, Don. I almost forgot to say it. I didn't do it. Then I'll be like, oh my dang, I forgot to mention Don. I didn't forget you, Don.
That's
No.
fun.
And we will see you all next week. Be well, stay blessed.
Yep.
And remember to treat each other
Thank y'all
good.
so much for having me. I cannot wait to meet you guys.
Peace.